guys, welcome to another Bat Rep. This week we have, what, Dwarves and Elves again.
Dwarves and Elves, the old battle.
And this week's going to be a little bit different though. The scenario is Invade.
And we both chose shooting armies.
Yeah.
Obviously the Elves are shooting, but the Dwarf went shooting. So of course we get Invade.
Yeah. This, I guess, incarnation of the Dwarf list is a little more shooting than the last one.
It's a little bit more shooting. Yeah.
I think every unit actually in this army has a shooting attack except for what, two?
Except for two.
The Rock Riders and the
King.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game because Invade, as you know, we have to, in order to score any points, you have to be across the table half. So both of our armies have to move. That's not a strength of really either of our armies. I mean, I have a couple units that can move. You have a couple units that can move, but it's not a strength of either one of our armies. So I think we're both going to be at a good disadvantage here for that. He's got a lot more shooting than I do, and I actually have quite a bit of shooting. So that'll tell you how much shooting he really has.
There's a lot of shooting.
So,
a lot of shots coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. So we went ahead and deployed and rolled. You have turn one, right?
Yep, turn one.
So we'll go ahead and show you guys deployment and the sparseness of the battlefield, which is going to hurt both of us.
No terrain.
There's no terrain.
Of course, Invade, no terrain. Two shooting armies.
Yeah, what's the best / worst scenario they could do for two shooting armies? So 2,000 points, like we usually play. My army's going to look very similar, but this dwarf army is completely redone.
Oh, yeah.
There's only one unit I think that's the same. Other than that, it's been completely redone. So
trying a different style. So we'll see how it plays out.
Be a completely different army, and we'll go ahead and get started. So first up, 2,000 points of Dwarfs. We have 7 troops of Rangers. They're all pretty much identical as far as war gear goes. They don't really have anything. They're all pretty vanilla. But there's just so many of them. It's ridiculous. Got one king on a beast. Got a horde of riflemen. Another horde of riflemen. And last but definitely not least, the regiment of Brock Riders. I hate those guys. But anyway, enough about the dwarves. Now, got the elves. 2,000 points. We've got a horde of archers. Another horde of archers. And another horde of archers. And we've got 4 bolt throwers. Got Hunters of the Wild. Kindred Lord on a Dragon. And last but not least, the Stormwind Cav.
My new dwarf army here. A little different style. We're going to do shooting.
It looks like you got a bunch of Rangers hiding out there in that forest there.
Yeah, a bunch of Rangers. Try a different style of attack here. So we got 2 units of Rangers, 3 units of Rangers over here. Unit of Riflemen with the keen eye. 2 units of Rangers.
God, having so many of them.
Unit of Brock Riders. We're going to use this as a keen on large beast. Base is a little small, but we talked about it, so I think we're good on that.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
2 units of Rangers. Unit of Riflemen with Blessing.
I mean, it's pretty straight up actually. When you really
nothing fancy, no tricks or anything.
Just a whole bunch of Rangers.
A lot of Rangers, a lot of shots.
They can Vanguard.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, they're Vanguard. They have rifles.
No, they got crossbows.
Crossbows, yeah.
Which are bows. They call them bows.
But I mean, still a lot of shots coming in either way you look at it. It looks like you took position on that hill, as I would too.
Yep. Gotta use the one piece of terrain we have on the table.
Right. Looks like you also took position in the forest, which is good too. Gives you some cover there.
Something over there.
Of course, our bastion in the middle there to divide the board.
Yeah.
So that always looks
nice
great.
Play on that one.
Yeah. And then one other forest over here, which obviously I'm favoring because that is literally the only piece of terrain on my side of the board. So obviously I'm favoring that too. Yeah. This is going to be interesting, man, because we both have to cross that middle point. We pretty much have to get to where that bastion is. Well, actually, a little bit over on either side.
Right there,
so, I mean, that's
right
going
in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's going to be
good placement.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be an interesting game with a bunch of shooty
Lots of shots
units.
coming
So we made a bunch of dead dwarves and elves on the battlefield.
Yeah, there is.
And as for me, I mean, I pretty much tried to hug the backside here.
Yeah, castle up in the back.
Exactly. I mean, I like my deployment. Probably not as good as I could have done. I kind of stretched myself out a little bit. I'm trying to do that on purpose though, because I knew if I'd have castled up, you'd have castled up, and I don't want you to castle up. So it's not good. I want the dwarves to be spread out, but I don't know if that's a good tactic for me. So I guess we're gonna find out. I guess we'll go ahead and go to Vanguard moves, and then we'll go to turn 1 for the dwarves.
You got it.
So we realized right away that we had made a little bit of a mistake when it came to Vanguard moves. We were supposed to do Vanguard moves obviously before the turn starts and before you roll to see who goes first. We forgot to do that and ended up doing Vanguard moves after we figured out who rolled to go first. So obviously that might have been a difference. Maybe he wouldn't have Vanguarded his Rangers up if he didn't know that he was going to get top of turn, because then he'd have been in my range. So maybe that would have stifled some of his movement. Who knows? We kind of figured that it wasn't really that big of a deal and kept on playing it. You know, we didn't think about it until partway through turn 1 and until he was unloading a bunch of Ranger shots at me. So you know, that's it's one of those things that you definitely have to remember the Vanguard moves. But this gun line got closer and just started to pummel me from beginning of turn 1. So which is the whole way that he's designed this army. So just a whole bunch of shots, and I just had to try and weather the storm before I could shoot back. All right.
Dwarfs moving across the table, getting some shots in. Shot with the Rangers over here.
The Ranger gun line.
Yeah, did 8 wounds. Not bad over there. I'll take that.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
First turn. Move the Riflemen up on the hill so they can shoot over the Rangers. Move the King up here. Kind of defense. See what's going on over there. Over here, just moved everything up. Rangers vanguarded, so they didn't move. These guys ended up moving out of the woods, or kind of in the woods, just out of range. So it was a bad call on my part. Got some shots in though. Got a couple wounds, 4 wounds over there. Yeah. From the little 10-man Ranger unit over here. We'll see what happens. Bolters are gonna pick off some Rangers, I'm sure.
They're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Dwarves turn 1. No combat, obviously, because we're like halfway across the board from each other. But we'll go ahead and go to
castle up back in.
Go to Elves. Go to Elves turn 1.
I'm almost at the center line now.
Yeah, you are. With like your whole army.
Whole army. So at least I'm a moving
So, you know, at this point, I had a couple wounds on some big units I needed to try. And even the score, you know, I had to try and get rid of some of those Ranger units. He had like 7 of them, so I had to get rid of as many of them as I could. You know, I thought about screening the Hunters of the Wild with my Cav, and this didn't feel like that was a good option. Hindsight, I should have done that. I should have pushed that flank a lot quicker. But I didn't. So I ended up shooting as much as I could with the Rangers, and just was amazed. Didn't quite do as much damage as I wanted, and unfortunately, with the invade scenario, being on the board edge, this was already going to be an uphill battle, and that was my fault. I mean, I deployed that way, but I didn't think that he was going to come at me quite as quick. So, that kind of stuff. The actions of your opponent always change and dictate your tactics. Okay, Elves turn 1 looked like Dwarves turn 1, except I didn't move at all. Well, I moved my
hugging that board edge.
Hunters of the Wild. Yeah, this tactic is either going to work out for me or it's going to fail miserably.
Hugging the board edge.
Yeah, because right now you pretty much have almost got your whole army across the table edge.
Yeah.
And I have nothing across the table
Yeah.
edge. So let's see if this tactic works out. I don't know if it's going to help me or not, so we'll see. Looks like, let's see, I put some wounds on these Rangers.
Did 7 wounds over here. I passed somehow with the 10-12.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Over here, they have pretty good leadership. They are 21-23, so 10 wounds, definitely hurt, still passed.
Need another round like that.
Yep.
Oh
lost
no!
a unit here.
Oh, took out some Rangers.
Took out some Rangers. Oh no, not the Rangers.
Oh God, not the 1 or 2 of 7 units of Rangers. Oh my God, redundancy. I hate it. Okay, so no other wounds over here. Put some wounds over here, and you still have wounds on my stuff. So I guess we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens over here.
Dwarves turn 2. The big exciting push continues. So.
Yeah, go Dwarfs.
So at this point in the battle, he had most of his stuff into range. He had his riflemen in range, and he moved his king on a beast and charged my archers, which is a really good idea. You know, even if he doesn't do a lot of wounds, he's going to disorder them. He moved his rangers up in range of my bolt throwers because he knew that my bolt throwers could sit there and just rain havoc down on most of his army. And of course, advancing with the Brock Riders gave me, multiple targets that I had to shoot at. I didn't really have a choice, though. I mean, I had to pick my shots well, and target placement was key. So, kept whittling down on my unit there in the middle of archers, and for some reason, I think he was out of range the first couple of turns, so he couldn't hit my unit on the far right flank, which was nice. It was nice that at least he couldn't shoot one, at least for a little while. So he did manage to put a couple wounds on him, but I mean, they have pretty good nerve breaks. So.
All right, Dwarves turn 2. That hurt for me.
Dwarf shooting.
Oh man,
did pretty good that turn.
Yeah, didn't do too bad.
Like a wound or 2 over there from the little ranger unit.
Yeah,
I think killed a bolt thrower.
Yeah.
Did quite a few wounds over here actually.
Yeah, wavered that unit.
Not
yeah,
because they're like a
definitely.
21, 23 or something crazy.
And a 22 is what I rolled.
Yeah. Hunters of the Wild were here.
Yeah, they're dead.
Actually mowed them down with the Rangers
and the big
riflemen.
The big combat of the turn over here. You only did 3 wounds.
Spectacular.
Only did 3 wounds.
7 attacks. Need 3s. Yeah.
And with the 16, they're still alive, so they get to attack back.
They're coming back at him.
They're coming back with a vengeance.
Nice.
My camera doesn't want to focus on you. You're not that important. There we go. Yeah. So, this turn definitely hurt for me.
Not as bad as I would have hoped. I would have
Yeah.
hoped for the more bolt thrower death.
Yeah.
Bolt throwers are still going to rain some death on me. It's going to hurt. This unit's definitely in trouble. Yeah.
It's going to
Not
be
as good as I would have hoped. Pretty good shooting. Still working on this list. Still figuring it out.
Pretty good shooting coupled with I rolled really high on all but one of my nerve chests.
Got some angry Brock Riders coming around though.
Yeah. They're getting there.
Through the army here pretty soon.
They're getting there. So for me, I think it's hard to be, I guess, more aggressive with this army against what you're throwing at them. So as far as a good counter to my army, I think this army definitely is a good counter to it. It's definitely got the speed
good
to it where it needs it.
Armies.
So yeah.
Any army beating this.
Yeah. So we will go ahead and go to Elves turn 2.
Nice.
So now, I had to definitely deal with the Brock Riders. They were going to be able to get a nice little charge on my archers, so I had to deal with them. I also had to worry about that left flank now. It was just the cav and the unit archers, and the unit archers have been hurt pretty bad. So, just trying to think about what I could do as far as countering what he had done so far. Did a pretty good job with his shooting, and he rolled pretty well with his nerve tests nerve test. And so I felt like I had to open up some of my faster units. So that's why I moved the dragon up. I thought I could get some interesting shots or angles on the Brock Riders. Still couldn't do it. I mean, they're fearless 22, so they're a hard unit to get rid of. And unfortunately, I placed the dragon out there and just hoped that he wouldn't get shot down. So he did get a lot of wounds put on him, though, but that was next turn. So overall, just tried to catch up.
All right, so I made a huge mistake. I, for some reason, was thinking that this unit had range on your rifleman. Because of that, I jumped my dragon right there. Now, I don't quite know. I I don't quite know because your leader point. I
They're
think
out.
you're gonna. Okay.
Yeah, definitely out. Because they don't have an 8-inch move.
Okay.
So you're
So, it's anyway, just a bad mistake on my part. You know, we all make those mistakes. I was hoping to put a couple more wounds than that on there. Shot really great with the flame breath.
Did pretty gross.
I think I only missed like 2 or 3, and then to roll to wound, I missed like 8. So that hurt. It was bad. It was bad.
Over here. A lot of wounds. Actually did 3 wounds. Pretty impressive.
Okay. So like we were saying, the archers actually did a couple wounds on your leader,
Amazingly.
which is cool. 3.
5 and 6s.
Yeah. So
3
what?
wounds.
What is his leadership? A lot.
13, 15.
Oh, that's it. Oh, all right.
He's good.
He's good. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, suck. But whatever, is what it is. So yeah, this is gonna hurt. This next turn is really gonna hurt. I was able to lighten up some of the shooting a little bit.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do though was what I should have done. Okay, is I should have actually flown my dragon this way and maybe done a pot shot over there. I don't think I could have gotten far
Yeah,
enough.
that would
But
have been a good play. Maybe you could have
put a couple wounds, get rid of them.
couple. Yeah.
You know, rip the middle out of your army.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens this next turn.
Yeah.
What is this? It's gonna be top of 4, right?
Top of 4.
So dwarves turn 4. We'll see what happens. These berserker or Brock riders are gonna definitely
They're gonna
eat
cause
some
problems.
eat some bolt thrower. So here we go. So I don't know why I said top of turn 4. It's actually only turn 3 for the dwarfs. But anyway, this turn definitely it's looking bad for the old elves. The Brock riders obviously got into combat with the horde of archers, and he still tied up that other horde of archers too. So it's looking bad for me. I was also expecting him to shoot a lot more at the dragon, but he surprisingly didn't. Still did quite a bit of wounds, and luckily I made some pretty good nerve checks. So overall, I mean, it could have been worse this turn. He could have crushed me this turn, and luckily he didn't. Oh, dwarves turn 4. I'm just happy my dragon's still alive.
Yeah, he's holding it down over
Man,
there.
that was rough. That was what I was worried about. I was worried about him getting shot to death, and it got close. But I actually thought you'd shoot both, Adam, your rangers and your other dudes, but you didn't. Thank God.
Took out a bolter in though.
Yeah,
So I'll take that.
which is good. So he's still alive, even though like 8 wounds or something.
Yeah.
Over here, you ran in, did a boatload of wounds.
Yeah.
Didn't even. Just pretty much, it's just insane courage is what it's going to be. That's a
Not
5.
so much.
So they are gone.
Rock Riders coming in hot.
Yeah. Over here, not as big of an insane courage, actually not at all, and they're still alive.
You like it?
Yep. So on an 18, they're still alive. So one archer horde gone. The other archer horde is beating the crap out of your dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Beating him in the face.
They're trying.
So hopefully I can do a couple more wounds on him this turn.
Yeah. You just need a couple more and you might be.
Come on. There we go. Now it focused on you. Yeah. So the battlefield's looking a little sparse already. It's definitely looking like a game that should be at turn 5 by now, and it's only at top of turn 4.
Top of 4.
So don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, not sure on that one.
You know, I get to make a tough call of what I want to do. Do I want to try and get rid of your Brock Riders, or do I want to turn stuff and shoot? I don't know. I guess it'll be a tough decision for me to make. Other than that, though, yeah, we'll see what happens turn 4. Or for me, at least.
Yeah.
So I think we got messed up on the turn counts. For some reason, I think we were thinking it was turn 4 instead of turn 3, and it seems like we're sticking with it. So Tom had worked the night before, and as you can see, he had a couple drinks. I had no such excuse, though, so, I mean, we definitely messed up on the turn counts. I don't know why. I think we were 1 ahead where we should have been 1 behind. So this should be Elves turn 3, but we're considering it Elves turn 4. Unfortunately, I can't go back in time and tell us to, not do that. So anyway, flew the dragon over, got some flame breath attacks, shot at the Brock Riders, and that was pretty much about it for this turn. It was a pretty good turn for me, though. Killed the stuff that I needed to kill, so it was important. All right. That turn definitely helped me out a
Yeah,
little bit.
definitely.
You know, that turn definitely. It made this game, I guess, not a total beatdown fest. Because it was starting to look bad for me. It was starting to look like, uh-oh, tabling is going to happen here in 3, 2, 1. You know what I mean? So, pretty much I got rid of those Brock Riders. Had to shoot them down.
Yeah. Mowed shots into them.
Yeah. Got rid of your
shots.
Got rid of your dudes over here. Your riflemen, right?
With the breath weapon.
Yeah. Had to do that. My dragon hiding over
nice.
there. I had to do something over there. Over here did 1 wound on this guy. Hopefully it's enough. He's what, 13, 15? Oh, it's an 11.
11, 15.
11, 15, or it's 13, 15, 4, yeah. Oh, he's gone. And is he inspiring at all?
Oh, he inspires.
Is he inspiring?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He's still dead. Sweet. 14.
No, he's wavered.
Oh, he's wavered? Okay. So he still stays there. 1 more turn, but he is wavered. We'll put a waiver coin on him here in a second. Cool. So he won't get to attack back.
Nope.
So my guys will get to shoot the next turn.
Yeah.
And kill him.
Definitely.
Bastard. Freaking bastard.
Kind of a close game.
It got closer for sure.
Yeah, definitely a good turn.
I still have to either deal a lot of damage on you, or I have to somehow get across the board. So we'll see which one happens. For me to plot a win. For you, you just have to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is just beating the crap out of me. The dwarves are bastards, but I think that definitely helped even the score a little bit. So we'll see what happens. This is going to be top of 5.
Top of 5.
Oh man, I don't know if I can kill enough in 2 turns. We'll see. So this should be turn 4. It's not. It's turn 5 in our minds, but in real life it should be turn 4. So either way though, he put some wounds on things. He got rid of my archer horde up there on the top of the screen. Put some wounds on my dragon. Put some wounds on my archers down there at the bottom. You know, it was a pretty quick turn. So. All right, top of 5 for the dwarves. You finished off some units.
Finished off some units.
Yeah, got rid of the bolt thrower here.
Pretty good. Dwarf King.
He got wavered, so I think actually the archer unit got shot off the board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you shot him off the board. Yeah.
With the
The mountain of shooting.
Yeah. Got a rifleman. Shot him off. My rangers shot the dragon. Did 1 point of damage. Hopefully nothing.
I don't think it'll. Yeah, it didn't hurt him when we tested him. He was good, so he's still alive.
1 point of damage.
Yeah,
I was hoping for some big roll.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Oh man.
This is different. It's a different way of playing.
Yeah.
I gotta figure it out a little more.
First
game.
So I've got some choices to make. Obviously, with my cav. Am I going to stay? Am I going to run? Which direction do I run? It's going to be interesting to say the least. Yeah, it's just going to be interesting all around the board. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. We'll get this game wrapped up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Bottom 5. All right, so. My turn was very uneventful.
Yeah.
Dragon flew over and flame breathed. We're like for a couple more.
Or 3 on the rangers here.
This unit moved and shot.
Yep. Wiped out that unit rangers.
Yeah.
No chance.
And
like 6 points damage.
That's pretty much about it.
Yeah, that was it.
Moved my cav into the forest over here. So it's gonna be an ugly turn. Turn 6. Hopefully it ends here.
Yeah.
All right. So this turn went pretty quick. He turned to face my dragon, wanted to finish him off, and moved up his dwarves to try and get across the invade line, because I think he realized he had nothing across the invade line as well. So this turn was huge because, I mean, right now, as it stood, even with those couple of wounds on my dragon, it was a draw, actually. It would have been a draw right now. So we ended up this game. We thought it was turn 6. It would have actually been a draw if it would have stopped here. Oh man, thank God it's turn 6.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't go turn 7 because
this
it'll
is
be table.
Yeah, this is rough. Dragon got wavered,
Yep.
which is not what I needed. You had 10 shots, and you needed
like 2
5s.
wounds.
You did,
Yeah.
did 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
Did 3 wounds, which is ridiculous, but whatever. So hopefully I can shoot those rangers, maybe. I don't know if I want to shoot them. I don't think I can claim them yet. So over here, they wavered. You know, I rolled I have a 6, so of course I can roll anything under a 9, right? No, I rolled a 9. Been rolling really high on my leaderships this game. That kind of sucks. I think I've rolled maybe a handful that have been under like 8. So
high leaderships.
yeah,
for sure.
it's bad. So that's it for me on the board. I mean, I've got 3 units left. This is going to be rough. I guess we got to just see what's going to happen here. What I was hoping is that if they weren't wavered, I was just going to charge right in there, take the negatives, because you can still charge out of difficult.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what I was planning on doing. I didn't plan on rolling a 9 on my, you know, but that way I could get some victory points, kill some of your stuff. But oh well, I guess, you know, this is the way of things.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll go bottom 6. So that last turn really hurt for me. Wavering the dragon was huge. That hurt so bad. Otherwise, I would have shot out those rangers with the dragon or charged them, and then I would have gotten my archers up there across the line, would have gotten points for them at what we thought was turn 6, but it was actually only turn 5. So we're going to go ahead. It's too close to call. We're going to go ahead and play out turn 7. Yes, we did roll a 6 on the roll,
6.
so this game was destined to go to turn 7. Pretty much what we're looking at here is these 2 units for me is over. It's a little over 500 points. These units on Tom's board are a good amount as well. So it really comes, it comes down to if he decides to hold units across the board or he decides to push them on across the board. It really just depends. So I guess we will see what happens. Turn 7. Oh my gosh, top of turn 7. Pretty much the game came down to whether or not he could kill the dragon. If he could kill the dragon, then it was a victory for him. If he couldn't, then it was going to be a draw. So that's really the way it came down to. I hate it when it comes down to 1 dice roll to decide the game, but sometimes it happens. Okay,
Kill the dragon.
You finished off the dragon.
Yes.
I don't know how many games that he's lived all the way through, so you finally got the victory of killing him by 1 point, which sucks. It'd be nice if I would roll some low leadership rolls this game, but I guess maybe next game I'll get it, right? It sucked. Those guys are going to move across there, so we're good. Yeah, it's looking pretty bleak for the old elves. Over here, I got an 8, so I need to roll under a 6.
Nice.
I rolled an 8, so they're gone. Well, I was hoping for is to counter, to be able to stay alive and counter charge.
Oh, turn around charge.
Yeah, be able to counter charge. But, you know, you can't rely on that. So I'll go ahead and move my archers. They will be good to go.
It's over.
Yeah, it's pretty much the end of the game now. So bottom of 7.
Dwarfs. Dwarf shooting line.
All right, here we go. All right, so that was a long game.
That was a good game.
It was good. It came down to pretty much the end of it, because if that dragon would have lived, it'd have been a draw.
Yeah.
So,
nice shots in the back from the old
Rangers.
Rangers.
Yep, they pulled the game out for it there.
I guess.
We both have different views of this game. By about turn 3, I was worried. This game looked like it was going to be a total slaughter for me. I thought he was going to win, have it in the bag. Pulled some things out of my ass though, and he felt you felt that you were gonna get shot down. So
I put this list together in like 15 minutes. So like I had no faith in it. I thought the Rangers were gonna get shot down. The riflemen, they were pretty solid, but I mean, yeah, they're just not that great. They're not that great in combat. I thought the Dragons would swoop over, just flank me, just wipe me out to a man. So shocked I held it that long. Did pretty good though.
And I'm shocked that my army held that long. I mean, it went all the way to turn 7.
Yeah.
It sucked. I had some high nerve rolls that kind of hurt me, but I was really shocked it didn't shoot me off the board. So was really shocked that this unit, my
archers with Brew of Keen Eye survived the whole game. They were the only thing on the right side of the board. You had like, what, 3-4 units over there?
Yeah, bunch of rangers.
I was amazed they
Cross
survived.
Yeah.
And they survived pretty well. They had 9 wounds on them, which, I mean, they're 21, 23 units, so one hell of a nerve roll. But you know what I gotta say, I could probably roll that high if I had to.
Yeah.
So the dragon died eventually. But this
Finally killed the dragon.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, right? So we finally
Killed the
have,
dragon.
and by the way, in case you're wondering, it is a dwarf victory. So we finally have our, I mean, the last couple of games have been draws, so it's nice to actually have a victory one way or the other. So it was a good game. It was a hard-fought game. Like I said, this game definitely had its ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
It went back and forth a couple
I mean,
times.
Invade with 2 shooting armies.
Yeah, it was
Really
rough.
across the table, it's tough.
And
So,
I,
that was interesting.
You know, I made a lot of mistakes. Would I do it again in an Invade scenario? Probably not. But it's the whole point of these games.
Oh yeah.
Invade is not my strong suit, and neither for your army it's
No,
not either. So
it was against me all the way.
you know, I put myself literally against the back of the wall because I had most of my army towards the table edge. So that definitely hurts.
Yeah, that was a bad play.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in Invade, don't be putting your stuff back wall.
Yeah,
It's hard to get across the table.
it
Get
hurts.
points.
It definitely hurts. But even with that, even with doing that, I mean, we were there was probably one play away from it being a draw.
Oh, it's close.
It was one play. It was the Rangers
Very
shooting
close.
the dragon. So, you know, it was still a good game. It wasn't like a beatdown like I thought it was going to be one way or the other. So, yeah. What do you think about this dwarf list? What do you think?
I don't know. It's not my style. The shooting definitely did well. I think it's pretty balanced. I got some combat. I got the king on the beast, so he's pretty gross. I like the rock riders in there. They definitely help out. It's good shooting though. It's a lot of shots.
It is.
It's tough to walk into.
It is a lot of shots. It's tough to stand in front of too.
Yeah.
So for any army, it'll be difficult for them to deal with. It's a lot of shots. Yeah, and of course for my army, it's the same. It is what it is. So
Yeah.
nothing's changed on that. So most valuable unit.
Man, there's a lot of them. I like the king. The king just shut down that flank. Just annihilated that flank. He didn't do a lot of wounds, but he kept those archers from shooting.
Tied him up for a couple
Yeah.
turns.
Gotta go with the king.
And I made a mistake. I made a lot of mistakes this game. But one mistake I made is I thought the king was an individual. It turns out when he's on a large beast, he's not. So we give him the wings of the honey maze, so he has that movement. But then I thought he was an individual, so I didn't turn around and face him. So he got 3 times his attacks. That was my bad. That was just me not knowing the army. I don't know the dwarf army. I know certain units because it's the units you usually play,
Yeah.
and I don't know the other units. And that was just stupidity on my side. I should have turned them around, and who knows? Maybe that could have saved a couple wounds. And you know, I rolled right there. I needed a 16 for them to survive. I rolled a 17.
Not much would help you there.
Yeah, but I mean, still, just better play
Yeah.
on my part. Not letting you roll 30 attacks
Yeah.
would be better. So, you know, better play, like I said. But them the Cav getting wavered, that hurt because I was
That definitely
gonna
hurt.
come across and get out of the dangerous terrain or get out of difficult terrain and hit one of the ranger units.
I was surprised the cat just held it down over there.
I had nothing I could do.
Like
I mean,
nothing.
I knew that if I moved him forward, you'd have shot him down. So if I played it again, I would have kept the Hunters of the Wild behind him and
Yeah.
just moved them both up
Something
and then
like that.
let you take
Some
one unit
kind of
out.
combo.
So that was my
Something
bad.
like
It was
that.
bad. It was a bad play on my
You
part.
did nothing over there.
Yeah,
Like
did
there was
nothing.
nothing.
You know, and that's one of the reasons why I think I lost the game. Just didn't really play very well on
Just
one whole side of
cast
the
it up
board.
on
So
the side. Just
So,
hold
yeah.
it down.
But you know, even with all those tactical mistakes, I still almost
Almost
pulled the
draw.
draw out. So it is what it is. All right, so least valuable unit.
Yeah, I don't know. Rock Riders, maybe?
Yeah.
Because they didn't really do a lot. I was expecting a lot more from them.
Yeah,
They,
they killed the bolt
ran-
thrower
killed the bolt thrower.
and then got shot down.
Yeah.
So-
maybe not a lot from the Rock Riders. That's probably it. Everybody else did what I wanted them to do. So I'm happy with the outcome.
For me, my most valuable unit would have to be the dragon.
The dragon?
Oh
Really?
yeah. He helped torch the Brock Riders, didn't kill them.
Yeah, the Brock Riders.
And then he jumped over here and finished off your middle of your army. I needed that. And then flew over and took out another unit. Oh no,
Yeah,
he
I was
hurt
gonna say, he
another
did so much damage.
Yeah, he's definitely my most valuable unit of the game.
Yeah.
My least valuable unit would probably be my Cav. Either my Cav or my Hunters.
Yeah, they did nothing.
They did nothing. And that was my fault, obviously, because models can't tell me what to do. So, better play on my part next game. But I still think the game went pretty well, though.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah,
It's good to see the Dwarfs get a win against the Elves. Hate the Elves, just in general.
It's good to see it's good to see a victory in general, because I would have been pissed if we'd have got another draw. That would have been 3 draws in a row for us. And draws are fun because it means that the armies are close, the gameplay's close. It means that it was a good game, but nobody wants to see 10 draws. I mean, it gets kind of boring after a while.
Great game.
So,
Kings of War, great game.
yeah.
Mantic, awesome job.
Definitely.
Like, just keep up the good work.
Keep supporting your
Yeah.
Kings of War and stop supporting all the other
Yeah.
20 game systems you have. And so,
Such a great game.
Support this one, please.
So balanced. Definitely enjoy it.
Definitely, it's good. It's a good game system. So hopefully we will be able to show you guys some different armies coming up. I know you guys are probably getting sick and tired of seeing the elves versus everything. So hopefully we'll get the ogres. We'll get Jimmy hopefully over here. He'll play
Skaven.
against
Gotta
you.
bring Skaven back.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
played
we
Dwarfs
got-
for the last 2, so I'd like to see Skaven come in.
And I'm hopefully going to get another army of mine going here soon. So that way there's some variety. Because we need some variety. I love my elves. Don't get me wrong, but it is nice to play different armies and do different play styles. So.
tactics and whatever. Learn
So-
some different ways of playing.
You got anything else?
That's it.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah.